There you go. Welcome, 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 my friends. This is the information session of our 2024 Sanctuary at Sea cruise. I'm so excited to welcome you all that are here. Come on, give us a little bit. Come on, a little love. Come on, a little love. Am I excited? 30 days, 29
Yeah.
days, 31 days to our cruise. And so, welcome. It's pretty fun that we can do this. In the past, we've had, thank you, Darcel, for those little happy party hats. In the past, we've had to meet everybody at dinner Friday night. And so what we've done this year is we've set some things up to meet folks ahead of time. And I love the fact that in the post-COVID world, we can actually Zoom like this and get a whole bunch of questions answered. And so let me share my screen a little bit. I'm going to pop up a few slides and just show us how we're going to roll through the evening. Okay. So initially, I'm going to move the slide. Here we go. So, one of the things we'd love you to do again is to see everybody's faces because it's a conversation tonight. But also, so if you're in gallery view, you want to make sure that you're in gallery view rather than speaker view, so you can see everybody's faces. And the way we do that is up on top of your Zoom screen. You should, if you hover your mouse over your Zoom screen, you should see a little Rubik's Cube, 9 little boxes stacked on each other. And if you hit that, you can choose the different kind of view that you want. And we'd love you to put in gallery view. Also, to make sure that you know how to use the chat and get the chat going, we'd love you to open your chat. And again, for those of you using laptops, down at the bottom of your screen, if you slide your mouse over your screen, you should see a bunch of icons come up on the bottom. One of those is a chat. And we'd love you to put in your first and last name. That way we'll get a record of who's here, where you're traveling from, where are you going to take off from before you hit Galveston and the ship. And it would be kind of fun to know how everybody met kind of town. There you go. So
Are
pop
you
that up.
answering for both of us?
Kristen and Cheryl, you can manage the chat for me. Okay.
Yep.
Good. Good deal. And I'll show you what we're doing tonight. So first, a few little slides
from
of some
Galveston.
fun we've had. What have I got? I need to mute there, Cheryl. There we go. There we go. All right. A few little slides of what's been going on in the past. This is I don't know, Bill, if you remember one night we on one of the previous cruises, it was near the end of the cruise, and we had was it movie night, Cheryl? Everyone took their robes, brought their robes out, and we all watched a big movie. And then a whole bunch of folks fell asleep. It was the end of a cruise where we had very little sleep. And Bill and I don't know if you remember this, Bill Cash, and Bill and I stayed up there and around the pool like this. They taught us all the moves to Thriller, and we danced to Thriller. Remember, Bill? You and I were up on the very top. You're muted. You're muted, buddy.
That's the 80s night, and they do those. There'll be one on this one as well.
Oh, it was so fun. They taught us all the steps to Thriller, and then we actually did the dance all together, all these people on this ship. And it was a full moon. It was just it's a night I'll never forget. I took a video, but a great fun around the pool. And then Bill's been putting together some cruiser bling, so we'll tell you more about that later. We got these fabulous see-through backpacks for you because you need see-through backpacks for everything anymore, and a whole bunch of goodies in there. And our team, I'll introduce them in a minute. And the agenda for the night. Where's my agenda? There we go. I'm going to open and share some details of how we'll run this call tonight. Please know there's a full stop at the top of the hour. I understand there's a show. A lot of folks might be interested in watching. If we need to go over, if anybody has any questions or concerns or whatever, Cheryl and I will obviously stay on the Zoom if you need to. We've got a few thoughts and prayers to open some things up. Then we're going to introduce our Sanctuary at Sea planning team. And then Tony's going to be up with the kind of the big part of the night, which is our Sanctuary at Sea itinerary. And then we're going to take some questions. We've got some questions already set up for about on the ship questions. We've got some getting to the ship questions. And then I want to encourage each of you during the night to go ahead and pop any questions into the chat. All right. We'll gather those up at the end. And then if there are still questions left, we'll have an open mic. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Everybody say, yeah, Joe. Sounds fabulous.
Awesome. Yes, Joe.
Thanks, honey. I thought so.
Yes, Joe.
So using the chat, what I want to also let you know is that we have a Facebook group right now that many of you are in, but not all of you are in. And that Facebook group is where we're going to be posting things, and there's information in there. Kristen, I think you're just popping the link into that right now, right?
I put it in at the beginning of the meeting, but let me drop it again because it probably already got buried.
So if you're not in our, it's actually called, I think it's called Sanctuary at Sea
Sanctuary.
2024.
Yep.
It's a Facebook group, so it's a closed group. And that's where we're posting loads and loads of information. At the end of this evening, we'll also post this Zoom on our Sanctuary YouTube channel, and we'll put the link in there. So anybody that's in there, you know, if you want to review anything at all, you can get it inside that group. So thanks, Kristen. And
I
once
will just
again,
add the link I am posting. When you send an invite by link, the link is only good for 48 hours. So please join us.
oh, there you
Or
go.
if you wait 72 hours and you're like, the link doesn't work, you're right.
So if you're not in the Facebook group and you are on Facebook, go ahead and jump on that tonight. We'll make sure everyone's on here.
Toby, can I also add, I know I belong to sometimes more Facebook groups than I should, and I don't always have my notifications on for all of the groups. Some are more important than others. As we're in this last month now, I would suggest that you turn the notifications on for this group. But you can do that, the three little dots in the top right corner, manage notifications. And this way, just like you probably get notifications from some of your favorite people when they post things, we'll be one of your favorite people for at least the next 30 days, in case we have any information to share that's important. But of course, for the fun, you don't want to miss out on any of that.
Fun and information. Thank you, Kristen. Absolutely. Let's just open up with some thoughts and prayers. I just want to lift up. There's a few folks. Ken, who is going to be probably a little quiet tonight. He's recovering from some dental surgery. It's hard for me even to say those words, Ken. I hope you're feeling better. And Mary Fincher is recovering from a colonoscopy that she had yesterday. Cynthia, I know you were on a little bit and sharing, but Cynthia, are you having your valve replaced tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Yeah, and she's still on the Zoom. Can I just give it up for Cynthia for being
Woo!
Yay, Cynthia.
Cynthia is a badass. And Tony, you've got a second cataract surgery coming up on Thursday?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So just keep them all in your prayers. We want everybody in the best possible shape once they hit the boat, right? Once they hit the boat. So our planning team, I have a nice little picture here of a few of them. Let me post this up. I need to share my screen. I think I'm sharing that. And then for those of you who know our cruisers, you can mostly find them at sea, our planning team. Cheryl, can you get that?
Yep.
Thank you. So Bill and Tony is our, what do we call you, Tony? Our cruise diva, I think it is, our cruise planning team leader, or our cruise diva. And Bill Cashin, they have with them Flat Ellen. Ellen, she was on our cruises, the first two cruises, and a member of our team just passed away this past year. So Bill, you've been keeping Ellen alive by taking her around the world, right? With Flat Ellen. So I appreciate that. And Marilyn Wagner is also a member of our cruise team. She's also been very active. And two things, she's at puppy training. They got a new puppy tonight, puppy. So Marilyn's at puppy training tonight and couldn't make this. And also, God bless her, Marilyn has been working with the how do I say it? With the
Election poll.
election polling teams, right? Forever. And she felt with all the stuff they went through last year and what they might go through this year, she just really, even though she really wants to be with us, she didn't feel like leaving them was the right thing to do on election night. So we'll just appreciate Marilyn. Doesn't mean she hasn't done a whole lot of work behind the scenes. So to Tony and to Bill, to Marilyn, and to Ellen, a little bit of applause for all the work they've done.
Yay!
Yeah, all behind the scenes. It's thankless. It's a lot of work, and you'll see it unveiled in this beautiful, fun, coordinated entire cruise experience, which starts from before the cruise all the way up until we take off. And I think Tony, the last thing on his itinerary is happy trails. See you next time. So once again, please, I'm going to pop this over to Tony. Tony, I've got a slide I can show the itinerary and you can talk through it. And then, and again, as you hear Tony talking, if you want to go ahead and put any questions that you have in the chat and we'll grab those. So let me pop this up, Tony, for you. And then you can just kind of guide me. Can everybody see that okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's start
You
at the
are
top.
sharing.
Tony,
Yep.
it's all you, buddy.
All right. This is still a document in progress. We've been working on it since January to try to get enough interest in doing things together as a group and still allowing you to have time to explore the ship and the islands and the shows and the comedy that's already on the ship. So I've got it broken out by day and date, the events that we've got logged in and where those locations are. Friday night, those that are staying in Texas City and I don't know, the other little towns around Galveston, they're all going to get together for a dinner, and I see that that's still going to be determined, and you'll be notified where that's going to be held. And for those that are staying on the island, because of the motorcycle rally, that don't want to go up to Texas City and back to Galveston, because we might not get back, we're going to have a little gathering in Galveston that night. So Friday the 2nd is when we get, Saturday the 2nd is when we get on the ship. It's called embarkation. You have to register online to get a time to when you can show up to get on the ship. If you're diamond, platinum, sweet, or I can't remember the last one. What is it, Bill? Anyway,
It's faster the fun.
yeah, faster to the fun. If you have any of those, you can start logging in to get your time on October the 17th. If you are not one of those groups, then you get to sign in on October the 19th. Sign in starts those dates at midnight Eastern time.
Tony, where do you sign in?
You go
What do
to
you say to sign in?
you go to your Carnival online page, and when you get to that page, you scroll down about halfway down, and on the left-hand side, there's a little thing that says things to do. And one of those things is to log online. If you look right now, or if you go tomorrow morning or whenever, you'll just see that it says either October 17th or October 19th. After those dates, then it'll change to where it says you're allowed to log in, and then you just follow the bouncing ball. It's all self-explanatory. You'll need your name and address and passport number and credit card information to put in there so that you're all set to go. And if you get all that information in correctly, it'll say you're registered and you're set to go. And when you get on the ship, it's just easy peasy. It just Bill and I last week we were in Florida, and I think it took us less than 15 minutes to get from the front door of the terminal onto the ship. It was really, really cool.
Wow.
Cabins are not ready until 1:30. So even if you get on the ship at 11, 11:30, 12, 12:30, whatever time they allow us to get on, you cannot go to your cabins until 1:30. Those
So
poor
what do we
people
do?
have to, huh?
What do we do?
I know.
Tell me, Kristen.
We go to the bar.
No, we go to the hamburger place.
Sorry.
You go to any place, there's food.
What's the
We
hamburger
go,
place?
Tony's going to tell us now where our hospitality desk is.
No.
But
The
Five
very
Guys,
first thing-
right? Five Guys.
Is
The
it
very
Five Guys?
first thing, No, it's not Five Guys. The very first thing you do when you get on the ship is you go to your muster station. It'll be on your boarding documentation, boarding passes as to what your muster station is. And there's people like about every 6 feet along this way to help you if you have any questions. And when you get on the ship, you go to your muster station, and they've changed it. You used to have to line up alongside outside in the heat or the rain or whatever and wait for everybody in the entire ship to get out there. And it was a horrible mess. It usually took between half hour and 45 minutes. Now you go to your muster station when you get on the ship. They scan your card, and you have a little demonstration how to put your life vest on, and you're told that is where your muster station is. So if there's an emergency, that's where you go back to, and they say thank you, and you go about your way. It takes like 3 minutes, but that makes it a lot easier.
And Bill is asking if everybody got their parking situated. They've got parking passes or whatever they need. So if you haven't done that, you might want to put something in the chat or text one of us or something to get some help with that.
Okay. At 2:00, which is after the 1:30 time frame to get into your cabins, up on the we'll have a hospitality desk. It's on the port. What does it say? The port side near the glass elevators. There'll be a table that's set up for us, and Bill and or I will be there, and that's where you come to get your gift bags, which will have your t-shirt and all those little goodies and the see-through bag. Dinner every night is going to be anytime dining, and we're still working out the kinks and idiosyncrasies of trying to get 40 people to down at the same time and be able to sit in the same proximity. But we're thinking we're going to try for about a 6:30 seating, and everybody has to be there on time before they will allow us to sit. So if we tell them 30 people are coming, then 30 people have to be there before anybody can go in and sit down. They're not going to see this arbitrarily. For dinner attire, every day on the Carnival Hub, it will tell you what the attire is for dinner. Cruise casual, or formal. And now formal has gotten not to be a lot less formal as long as you look decent and you follow the instructions that are on the attire for dinner. They'll let you into the dining. Sunday, the first day at sea, we're going to get up, have a nice welcome aboard meeting at 9 to 10:30. It's going to be in the Sam's Piano Bar on deck 5 aft. And that's where we'll give a little talk. We'll give this, and we'll sign up for the slot pulls and the golf tournament or the mini golf tournament, and give you more questions and answers that you can deal with. Right after that, we'll have a group picture. So you'll have your t-shirts that you get the day before. Please wear those, and we will give you the location of where that's going to be. Bill and I will scope that out on Sunday, and then we'll let you know where that's going to be. The slot pull is at 11 or at 3:00 that afternoon. It's a lot of fun. Everybody had a lot of fun the last couple of times. In fact, the last cruise we were on, we had so much fun that the hostess made an announcement over the PA. I don't know what's going on over there, but they sure are having fun. And we'll explain how that works at that meeting. Where it says social time there is that anytime, any night you can follow. They give you every single day. They give you this in your room. It's backwards, but you know where it is. It's a hard copy of Fun Times, and that gives you every single thing that's going on the ship, every piece of information you're going to need, what time the restaurant's open, what time the restaurant's closed, anything you want to know what's going on that day, and you get it every single night. It's also on the hub, an electronic version, but they decided to give both, so you'll get it in your cabin every night. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 ports. Bingo, 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 bango. Bill, I've not been to Half Moon Cay. Is that a tender?
It is a tender port, yes.
It is a tender? Okay, that's the only one that's tender. Tender is a little boat that takes you from the ship to the shore. All the other islands have piers that will be docked. So on to Friday. Boy, this week goes by fast, doesn't it? Our second C our second C day is on Friday the 8th. And let's see, I tried this one. Friday the 8th. Friday the 8th. Okay, Friday the 8th is our second C day. Mini golf will be at 10 o'clock. The golf course is on deck 12 in the middle of the ship. We're going to have a Ken and Tom friends gathering at 3:30 to 5:30, getting the room located for that event, and we'll let you know where that is. And then, of course, dining and social. And then the third C day is Saturday. We're all going to get together and we'll have signing up for this. And this is the C day brunch from 9 to 10:30. There'll be another slot pull because it's so much fun. At 11 o'clock that morning in the casino on deck 5. And then that afternoon at 1 to 2:30, we'll have a Bon Voyage gathering. Everybody will get together in Sam's Piano Bar and say our goodbyes and reminisce of what we did the whole week. At 2:30 to 3:30 and Ken and Tom's suite, and it's their suite number, and it's on the starboard side. They'll have a book club meeting. And then Sunday, they kick us off the ship.
Woohoo!
Now, on getting off the ship, it's very simple. To get off. There is one of the last days, there is a presentation about debarkation. I suggested everybody go to that, explain what you need to do, where you need to be, how you need to get there, and what times that you can get off the ship. I wrote some things down this morning as I was thinking about it, so I want to go over this real quickly, and then I'll turn this back over. We got a couple things. Number one, it's election during our cruise. So make sure that you either vote early or do absentee. I sent my absentee ballot in the other day already. So make sure your vote counts before you go.
Tony, how would you know who to vote for before the debate tonight?
Yeah, right. Their idea of a debate and what I learned in high school, what a debate is, are two different things.
Oh, that's true, my friend.
Okay. The other thing that we have in our midst is daylight savings time ends the first night on the ship. Saturday night is when they turn the clock back. And so that ends, we have to turn our clocks back.
We get an extra hour on the ship.
You get an extra, yeah.
Yeah.
Free.
See what else here. I want to go in order.
Uh,
Okay, when you get to the dock porters, when you get to the pier, you're going to give your suitcase to these guys that are dressed up in Hawaiian shirts and look like they know what they're doing. Give them your suitcase. Make sure you have your tag on them. And tipping is highly recommended. We usually give $3 to $5 per suitcase, and they will make sure that your bag gets on the ship, and then your bag will be delivered to your cabin door that same evening. If you prepaid your gratuities, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. If you didn't prepay your gratuities, they will be taken on, will be added to your account the last night of the cruise. Now, if you want to pay extra, if your cabin steward was really, really good to you, called you by name, which I don't know how they do it, but they know within 10 minutes, they know your name for the rest of the week. They give you ice every day. They give you your robes, whatever they want. You can't tip them extra to your discretion. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. You can give that money directly to them. If you order a drink at a bar, any bar on the cruise, you're going to get a little slip of paper. They're going to read your little thing and going to charge you for the drink. And there will be a gratuity added to that drink already on that bar, but it'll also add a little line for tip. If you don't pay any attention, that gratuity is already added to it. You're going to add a tip, and now you're going to pay them twice. So just make sure you understand that gratuity is already included whenever you get something on the ship. Cash. How much cash do you need? How much do you want to spend? Cash is useless on the ship. They do not take cash anywhere. Any of the stores, you get a sign and sale card. It's like a little credit card that's tied to the credit card that you used when you signed up, and they'll settle that at the end of the cruise. But if you will need cash for tips for the porter, because that's before you get on the cruise, you'll need tips for the porter after the cruise. And you'll need money for the slot pulls. To sign up for the slot pull is $20. And so if you do both of them, that's $40. There are ATMs on the cruise ship. Don't use them. They're highly, highly expensive. I think it's what, $8 or $10 to make a withdrawal. If you want to get cash, there's, you get to before you get on the ship. There's also the first stop is a U.S. port, so there's plenty of ATMs in Key West. The other little trick that I learned this last cruise was if your sign and sale card is your cash card. If you want to get cash out, you go to the casino, you put your card in a slot machine and say, I want to charge $200 to my room to put on the slot machine. That money gets transferred to the slot machine. You say cash out. It puts the money back on your sign and sale card. You go to the cashier and say, I want to take money off my sign and sale card. And they'll give you cash for it. And there's no fees.
Good hack,
Nice
Tony.
trick.
Thank
That's
you.
a great hack.
That's a great hack.
You just saved yourself $10.
Beer money.
So, online check-in, like I said, you'll also print your luggage tags and your boarding pass. Your luggage, make sure to print one for each tag or each suitcase that's going to be handed to the porters so they can get it on. They know where it goes. Most people have cruised before, but if you don't, you can staple them. Just fold them in three and staple them. Don't put them on until just before you hand them to the porter, because they'll just get wear and tear and get torn off. A lot of us have now gotten little plastic tags that you can use to put on. Yes, ma'am.
Tony, yeah, I was gonna say, what we'll do in the Facebook group chat is we'll also put links to some fabulous things like that. Like it's really handy and inexpensive.
Don't buy the luggage tags because Ellen kindly bought everybody one for it's in your bag, so you can use it for your next cruise.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's handy.
Cool.
Thank you, Ellen. And thank you, Bill.
And the porters will, when the porters take your suitcase, they'll ask to make sure that you don't have medication in there because it's going to take a while to get your suitcase to your room, that your documentation is on your person and not in the suitcase. And they will make sure that your tags are on there and they're secure. And if you don't have them, they'll help you get them. They have ones that they can make up on the spot. I think that's
so
all.
Tony,
Yes, ma'am.
and again, Kristen's taking notes tonight. We'll have all these notes in the Facebook group chat. But so you're saying when you go on, the first thing to do, and there's a date on the 17th or the 19th to register, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then that's where you're going to print out your luggage tags
And your boarding pass.
and your boarding pass. And you're
Yep.
going to bring your passport with you. So that's
Yes.
getting onto the ship, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Are you ready for questions from the chat yet, Tony? Do you have more questions?
I think I've got everything covered that I want to cover.
All right, let me offer first what was on our list of on the ship questions, and then we'll go into the chat, okay, and make sure we cover everything. So, group dinner arrangements, we'll be passing that information. First night, Tony, it's like get food, right? Get food, show up, and then the next when we do the welcome aboard meeting,
We'll have specific
information for people.
for the rest of
One
it.
other thing that is really, really important, my friends, is there is and I'm pretty sure Bill, Tony, check me, is $5 for the whole cruise. And you put that on, you can put a Carnival chat app on your phone. What we want to do is load one massive list of everyone who is on the ship onto that chat. And what happens there is when people are going like information, meet at this dining room at this time, it'll all be on that chat. And while I know we'll make more chats, a few of you will, muck up and say, I'm going to drinks this time or I'm going to this excursion. That chat is really going to be how we share information like this once we're on the boat. So what we need there, and this is for people like me who have more than one email address, we actually need the email address you used when you signed up, right? When you registered to get on the cruise. Tell me that's right, Tony or Kristen?
Yep, you're right. Yep. So it's the same one you're using for your Carnival log on, which if you don't remember what it is, you're gonna need to do that for that boarding registration. So find it anyway.
Yeah, so we need to make sure, and maybe you can put it either in the chat tonight, or if you know for sure this is the one that I used to do my registration. Because when we make it up that chat, we can only make it one time. We can't add people or delete people. So it's going to be a one time, let's put everybody in, make sure it works. And then that's how we'll be sharing information like this once we're on the ship.
And I think Joey said we'll set it up. We'll finalize it and set it up probably at that welcome aboard meeting in the morning.
Our welcome
Yes?
aboard meeting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So again,
That's
the
in
more
the
info we have ahead of time, the faster we can do it. But make sure you have that handy.
the chat is part of the Carnival Hub app.
Carnival Hub app, yes.
So make sure you have that on your phones before you even get near the ship.
That's the other piece. You want it, you can download that right now, right, Bill? You just can't use it, but you can download it now, and you should download it now.
And it does tell you your check-in date.
Oh,
you
and
can
time,
check
Kelly?
in. Yeah, it shows you the check-in date and it tells you, and you can check in on the app.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Kelly.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Kelly.
Let me tick off these ones we have listed. Dressing for dinner. Again, I just remember for dinner, we looked a little bit nicer. We did whatever we did all day long and dressed for dinner. But like you're saying, Tony, it's a little more casual than it has been in the past. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Are there things, Tony, like you can't wear shorts, things like that are still there? Long pants for dinner?
Yep. Yep. We can't wear cutoffs. You can't wear flip-flops. You can't wear swimming suits. Can't wear baseball caps. But yeah, it's very
But you
specific. It tells you
can't
every
wear
day what the
shorts?
attire is for the day.
Do you have to wear a tie?
No.
No.
Kelly, ask again. What did you say, Kelly?
I said, you really can't wear shorts?
You
The
can
dinner.
wear shorts.
Not
Shorts
cut
are
off.
On the casual
not
days, you can
cutoffs.
wear shorts, but not
So-
cutoffs.
But on formal dinner night,
Yeah.
Not the
Formal
dining
dinner
room.
night, you need
Shorts.
slacks, a button-down shirt. But no, you don't have to have a tie. You can do it as fancy as you want. There's still people that wear tuxedos on formal night. There's women that still wear evening gowns on formal night. But more and more people are trying to get more and more casual on cruises, and they're letting it get by.
So for packing purposes, if you'd like to look formal, there's one formal night for dinner, right, Tony?
Two.
Two formal nights. Okay. The other nights have something nice to wear. And, we've got a month to go. So shopping for something that's really light fabric, but kind of long pants or longer pants, couple collared shirts, will be wise. And Kristen, you're good to go with your gowns. I can see that in the chat. Excursions. Bill and Tony, what I know in the past is you can go on to the, we're leaving on the 2nd through the 10th. You can go on to our ship and see what excursions are going to be in the
You can
different
look at
ports.
them. You can look at excursions right now, tomorrow.
Yeah, you can look at them right now. And for some of them, you're going to actually want to sign up for them right now. If it's
And
something
you can purchase
you
them.
want,
Yes, you can purchase them ahead of
purchase
time.
it right now. I'm also going to suggest if you do purchase one or you're thinking of one, go ahead and put that in the group. Becky, you're like, hey, I'm going on this fishing trip on Wednesday at where are we Wednesday? Dun, da, da, da. We're in Half Moon Cay. And you're like, I'm a fisher. It's Karen. We're going to go fishing together, right? You and Becky, because you smoked her the last fishing out in the two of you had. So Becky might want to get back and go out on it. So anyway, put that in the chat because it might be a little more fun if 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of us go on excursions together. Once again, pulling the trigger and paying ahead of time, sometimes there is even a discount, right? If you purchase some of that ahead of time.
Yes.
Gratuities and tips. Tony, could you be clear? You said if we had paid or hadn't paid, when we signed up, did we all pay gratuities at that point in time, or did we not
It
pay?
was the discretion of the person signing up. Some people did prepay gratuities, some people did not. If you prepay gratuities, you're done. If you did not prepay them, you'll have them tied to your sign and sale account the last night of the cruise.
It,
And do
it
you know
does
what
say
that
on your receipt
cost?
if that total amount included gratuity or not. So if anyone wants to check.
If you check on your
seeing it.
receipt. So Tony, what do you know? You have any idea what the cost was of the gratuities
I think it was $128.
Hang on, I can tell you I'm in my cruise manager. Give me just a second.
per person, Tony, or per
Yes, per
room?
person. Yeah,
It's
probably
more
per person.
expensive for suites. But for a regular room, it should be $128 per person.
Per person. Okay, just so you're ready for that. Like again, if you've already paid it, you're good to go. If you're not, you won't be surprised by it when you get your invoice slipped under your door Saturday night. Wi-Fi packages. I know a lot of us are interested. Becky, Emma's doing a homework project or whatever, right? So Tony or Kristen, is anybody prepared to speak to the different Wi-Fi packages?
Bill might.
Bill, you have those teed up?
Yeah, give me just a second. Let me find them right quick. So your internet plans are, there's a social Wi-Fi plan. It's $15.30 per day. There's a value plan. And this gives you all the sites that are included with the social plan with a faster connection and speed. So like if you're using social media, manage emails, browse, stay updated on news, sports, and weather, you'll need this one. It does not support video streaming or cellular network dependent Wi-Fi calling. And it is $19.55 per day. And then the premium one is $21.25 per day. And it includes apps like Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, FaceTime, Zoom, and Ring where coverage allows.
So Tony or Bill, when you do that, you choose a package and you pay for it every day, correct? Once you choose it, do you have to pay for it for every day?
No, so what you do is when you choose it, if you buy it before the cruise, you buy it for the whole cruise.
Okay. And you get a discount.
15% discount if you buy it before the cruise.
15%. Yep, which adds up. Or if you're on board, Bill, can you buy it for like Saturday and then
I think you
Tuesday
can
and then
buy it by
Friday
the day on the ship.
for the regular price? Okay.
Yes. For the per day price, you can buy a day and then wait 3 days later and buy another day.
And when you buy it, you buy a 24-hour period and you buy it for one device, meaning I could buy it and be on my computer, turn mine off. Cheryl could jump on that same thing for the day. We could share that.
And sign in as you, right?
Yeah. So there's ways to get around that if there's two of you in a room and you
Yeah.
both want internet.
Bill and I share all the time.
Yeah, and just so it's one device can be on at a time.
Yes.
Correct.
So that's laptops, iPads, cell phones.
iPhones. Mhm.
Yep. Okay. We do not yet know, my friends. This is something I don't want to be the one to say this, but nobody else really wants to either. We are not sure how or if we'll be able to watch the elections live. So we're gonna coordinate with that, and maybe a few of us buy the more expensive package. Maybe the whole ship is watching the election. Maybe they're not watching the election. We're probably gonna have to figure out that kind of as we go. But it definitely might be a day that you want one of the stronger Wi-Fi packages. So take that into account when you're
I also know
signing
that
up.
one of the channels on your TV is CBS International, and I highly suspect that with the importance of this election, they may not have coverage, but they may have updates.
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
channel. I know that Carnival explicitly said that they were not going to do the debates on ship, but they haven't said anything yet about the election coverage. They may, there again, they may not have a continuous, they may do updates, I don't know.
Yep. So the main thing is vote before you get on that ship, right? Whatever it takes in your state, every state is different. But whatever it takes, make sure you've put a ballot in the box somehow, somewhere, beforehand. I'm gonna cruise, Cheryl, before we talk about the ship and parking, I'm gonna cruise the
Speaking
chat
of
for questions.
voting,
Yeah,
Toby, who couldn't be here tonight, said to me something interesting, and I was so glad she said it. She said, one of the neatest part about this cruise is think of all the times that you've been watching elections results and you had nobody to share it with. So she said, this time we'll all be together and be able to have a great party.
There will be drinking on the ship, Cynthia, one way or the other. That's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see here. Thank you for putting in all the ways that you've met Tom and Ken. When can we check in? So Darcel, you can see again, if you go into your app, you can figure that out. Thank you, Kelly, for that information. Let's talk about parking. Bill Cashin, at least, and a few of others have asked. Bill or Tony, do you want to speak?
Bill Young did, yeah.
Okay, so for parking, there's a bunch of places that you can go. Tony and I have always used portparking.com. And they have several options for doing your parking. They have indoor, they also have outdoor parking, which is much cheaper, and they will also haul you to the ship. And then when you get off the ship, they will take you back to get your car.
But Bill, can you also, there was one question about this in there. Can you bring all your stuff and all your peeps, if you've got a van full of peeps and stuff, unload everybody and then take the car and park it or whatever?
You
Yes.
can,
Yes.
but you're going to get tangled up in a bunch of traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good
So-
point. Yeah,
So
coming in.
if you're paying for parking and they have a shuttle, let them haul you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You can get stuck in that loop for quite some time, and the shuttles are pretty easy. From the uncovered parking. I don't know if is anybody choosing the covered parking? Bill, you guys did that? Okay. We've done both. I think either works. So parking. Any other questions around parking? All right. Tony, when you said go to your muster point, so they don't do that. They don't have a whole ship muster anymore. It's just when you get on the ship, you go to your muster point, you watch a little video, they scan your card, and you're good to go.
You don't even watch a video anymore. They just, if you already know, they looked at our cards. I'm a diamond member. They looked at me and they said, well, you know how to put a life vest on. And they scanned me in and I was done.
Yeah.
Took
Okay.
30
So
seconds.
definitely not. So for people who haven't cruised since last time we cruised, it doesn't. There is not an event.
They're just going to show you how to put your life jacket on and let you know that is where you go if there's an emergency. Is that muster station?
And do that first thing when you walk on that ship. Just go get it done.
Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. That's good information. I'm continuing to scroll. Photo contest. There will be information. One other thing that we're gonna do besides the pulls and the golf tournament is we're gonna have a photo contest. And so we'll give you more information on what kind of photos we're looking for. And of course we'll have trophies, and I think the winner gets a car. But I'm not sure about the car, but I think there's a car.
Damn,
You
Might be
get
a
a car.
Matchbox
You
car,
get a
but-
car. You get a car.
I'm bringing my heels.
Nah,
Bring your best iPhone 16 or whatever, or go grab a real camera. So we'll have more information about that. And let's see.
I
Say
saw
more about
somebody put
parking.
something on here about a backpack. Can you bring a backpack on board? Most certainly
Yep.
you can.
Yep, I'm still, will the
Um,
itinerary be available to print? So hopefully we may get the itinerary to you again out either in an email. Please, Barb is now going to be sending emails more regularly. and they're going to have something about sanctuary cruise or cruisers in the subject line. When you get one of those, stop blowing us off, open it. Okay, there's going to be information in there and links. And if we are able to get the itinerary, 95% clean, we might send it out to you so you can just make your own plans. We might also have a final itinerary at our welcome meeting. So if that's cool, any other questions, again, put them in that group chat and we'll get those answered for you. Even in the casino, I think they've talked about cash. So we got good information from Tony on cash. Can you drive up to unload bags to porters? Not a good idea. What drinks can we bring on? Can I bring bottled water, wine, and soda? Bill and Tony.
You can bring bottled water, but they must be unopened and in containers. Like if you bring a 24 bottle case, that case must be opened and not have been tampered with at all. If you bring sodas, pardon?
Water is different. Keep talking and let me go look that one up.
Okay, sodas you can bring on, but there again, they have to be in a sealed carton. The carton cannot be opened. You can bring on
Tony, when you're saying carton, hold on, question. So if I'm going to bring a 12 pack of Coke, it's got to be in the box. The box has to be not broken into, and I couldn't have had one on the way.
Correct.
Okay, so a carton, so a case of 6-pack, 12-pack, 24-pack.
Right. You'll see people with little trolleys bringing in cases of soda.
So you can bring a 24-pack, not just a 12-pack.
I don't know, but I meant by cases, I meant a stack of sodas. I've only seen 12 packs.
Okay, that's what I thought for some reason, that it was a 12-pack.
Yeah.
Don't you have to hold on to that stuff before you go to your room?
Yeah. Yes, you can't pack that or send it through the porters. You have to take that on board with you.
So
and carry it all around.
And carry it all around. Yep.
Carry it all around until 1:30 where you can get to your room. Yes, ma'am.
Porters won't take it. Gotcha.
So one of the things that Cheryl and I did, and again, we'll put a bunch of these links in the chat in the Facebook group, but we have these 50-gallon Nalgene bottles, which weigh nothing, and they have the nice tops where you can hook them on a carabiner. And every night, I think, Cheryl, I would go down before we went to bed, and they have the nice bottled water like in an airport. Is that the same thing on this ship, Tony or Bill? Do you know?
It depends upon if they've updated that or not, but there's water available on the ship.
Yeah.
You cannot bring bottled water.
Oh, at all?
No.
Oh, they stopped that then.
Well, they probably don't want all the little bottles. I mean, that's interesting. All the, the waste, because those will go overboard quite easy. Anyway, my friends, one of the things, again, what Cheryl and I did always, we just had, because again, when you're carrying stuff around, if it's empty, it's just full of air, but you can go down and get 50 ounces, for your breakfast or whatever you do in the morning. And that was really handy last time we went on ship. Wine or beer or alcohol, Tony/Bill?
Wine, I know is like, I think 1 bottle per person in your carry-on. You have to carry it on. I don't know if they allow beer on or not.
No beer, just
no beer. Okay, just
an
wine.
Unopened bottle of wine. And it has to be wine. If you try to bring on one of those margarita type things, they won't let you do it.
Okay, so no liquor.
They will let you bring champagne. They consider that wine, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that.
Okay. More questions. So that's good for liquids, bringing them on.
The other thing that Carnival started doing is they're really getting serious about marijuana products. When you board the ship, before you get on the ship, there will be a dog that sniffs your carry-on luggage.
And Tony, what about, CBD gummies, things like that? Is that illegal or?
I think
yes.
Yes, I think according to them, that's not allowed.
Okay. We can again cruise any of this on the actual Carnival site. So medications, some people are saying, does it need to be in the actual prescription bottle that you get it in?
You don't have to, but I would just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Also smart, you can put, if you have a lot of medication, you can take enough for like a day or 2 days into your into your carry-on, and then put the rest in your larger
I
bag.
would carry all your medication if
I would
possible
carry all your
with
medication.
you all the time. Do not leave it in your bag because we have been on cruise ships where they have dumped people's bags in the water.
Yes, Bill and I saw a bag go in the water.
Yikes.
Oh,
Ouch. All right, I was
Fell off the
misunderstanding
little
your
cart and
answer
right
here,
in the
Bill.
water.
Yeah,
I was
carry
saying,
all your
so
carry
Bill,
your medicine on you.
okay, so let me ask you, because I'm misunderstanding your question. I've got a person, Tony and Leanna asked in the chat, does medication have to be in the RX bottle? And then someone else asked about, so I have taken medications in both, meaning in the bottle or in a
Or
Ziploc.
in a pill carrier. I've taken them both ways.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
done that too. Yes.
But I think the key is keep it in your carry-on, so to speak,
it with
on your
you,
body
correct.
when boarding, and especially
Yes.
when boarding, just in case your
Yeah.
bag gets lost.
Lost or
Yes.
whatever, then
Yes.
you've got your medication.
Okay, thank you. Kelly, you got your hands up like your fingers, like you're doing a puppet. Or do you have a question? Or are you?
Actually, I was typing. But it would be easier to tell you. I read two tips. One was, well, you can bring a 12 by 12 by 12 cooler. Now, I don't know if it's still true, but they said that. And that some people were telling to bring baggies because you can get snacks down in when they're serving the food that you could take back to your room if you want it later. And then also magnetic hooks because they stick to the walls. And so then you can hang stuff around in your room so you don't have to. Anyway, those are just ones I heard that I thought I wrote down so I won't forget.
No, thank you, Kelly. Ziploc bags for sure. Bring quart, gallon, sandwich, and snack, because once again, even if you take one of the fun carnival things was we used to always get a cheese plate for our second dessert after the molten lava cake. And you get that cheese plate, they'd bring it, and you can get it to go. And so one of the smartest things to do is beautiful is to have an evening out and then come home and you've got the little bits of cheese and some grapes before you go to bed if you like that. So putting but the plate does not fit in the refrigerator. So if you take it off the plate, ziplock those babies into your refrigerator, you are good to go for a midnight snack, right?
Yes.
Another good clue. Kelly, the magnets, again, I'll put a link, just an Amazon link in for the magnets. Astounding idea, because they'll fill everywhere. You can hang your towels, you can hang wet bathing suits,
Baseball
you can
caps.
hang baseball caps. They're just worth their weight in gold. As well, Cheryl and I last time, and I'll put the link in. We took a shoe carrier and we actually put it on the outside or the inside of one of our closets. And you could put Band-Aids, you could put your medication, you could put all those things that you grab occasionally in the boxes for the shoes, and it's 9 o'clock. Let me zoom on. So we'll put a whole bunch of tips and tricks like that. Bug spray is one of the last questions here. Definitely if you're going on an excursion where you're going to be diving or cenotes or walking through the jungle, yes, but it may have to be a certain kind that doesn't damage the water, doesn't damage the reefs.
Ocean friendly, yes.
Yeah, so
and you cannot bring an
Same with
iron.
sunscreen. It has to be ocean friendly sunscreen.
You can't bring a travel iron or a steamer.
You cannot bring a curling iron, travel iron.
Curling iron, they said yes.
No Christmas lights allowed.
Yeah.
No what?
Christmas tree lights.
Oh no. But mine said like a flat iron I could bring.
But go on to, Bill just put the post in, Carnival Help. And also it's often you find a lot of value by watching some of these video hackers and if they cruise Carnival is one thing. If they cruise Carnival Dream, it's even better information. Right? Our specific ship. And you can learn a zillion things. The last thing I want before we take off is check on people. If anybody still needs a flight, or we don't know that you're flying or driving, or we don't know if you're flying where you're flying into, and if you need to be picked up, any of those details to coordinate, we've got to know that sooner rather than later. And so if you're all taken care of, once again, go into the chat and say, we're all taken care of, here's what we're doing. But for all of those who are coordinating, we just don't want anybody to have a ball drop through because we didn't communicate properly, especially in the days of Zoom and Facebook and such. Cheryl's been keeping a hold of everybody who's not on Facebook, doing a great job in the back like that, in the back scene. Anything else before you all jump off and go see this whooping that's going to happen on MSNBC or whatever your channel of choice is? Anybody at all? Cousin Cindy, no questions?
Oh, did you answer the backpack?
Oh, the backpack. Yes, you can bring anything on board that you can carry, right? But you may not be able to take that into different venues on the ship, which is why we got you a see-through backpack.
Okay. Oh, it's everywhere. A backpack? A see-through backpack? Okay.
Kind of,
nice
yeah.
little bag. It's not big and bulky. It's nice and easy. And I got some more emails. Thank you, Lisa and Karen. They're putting their emails in the chat. Those are the ones you know for sure you use to register for. Yes. So as a parting gift, if you wouldn't mind, folks, jumping into the chat, putting down, your name and the email address you used to register, that would help us get way ahead. And we'll have a list to do that when we take off and when we put the list together once on the ship.
Well, then we can send it to them.
And as you're taking off, God bless you. Love you.
Love you.
Can't wait to hug you in person. And thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate it. Pat and Martha, good to see you. Karen, Lisa, Kelly, Marlon and Charles, Bill and Blake.
Thank you, Bill and Tony.
Michael, Darcel, Tony and Leanna, Tony Crew, once again.
Bye.
Bill Cashin, once again. Here's Amanda Meir, once again. Barb, once again. Tom, love your face. Miss you.
Pat and Martha, you got any questions? You good?
They look good.
Yep.
Here,
Pat and Martha?
now, can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Yes. I have a quick question.
Sure.
Okay, go for it, Pat.
If we go like tomorrow and pay our gratuities, how much did you say they were?
$128 per person.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. So good to see you too.
Good to see you. Good to be seen.
Amen.
For sure.
Amen. Amen. All right. I'm getting lots
Good
of
night,
emails in the
everybody.
chat. Thank you
Night.
so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the emails in the chat, folks. Thank you. Thank you.
I was trying to save the chat, and every time I hit save, someone else adds an email, and I got to save it again. So
Yeah.
Thank
Hi.
you.
I've been
Thank you,
saving
Bill.
it too,
Thank
Kristen.
you, Tony.
I've saved it a billion times.
all right. I'll stop
Steakhouse
saving if
on
you're
me,
saving
you
it.
two.
Thanks, Darcel.
Welcome.
Ladies.
Tony, you hear me?
Guys.
Tony? Tony?
Tony.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to take you to the steakhouse.
Woo!
Yes.
Who was that? Who was that?
That was Darcel.
Thank you.
Tony with a
Hi,
Y.
Darcel.
That sounds like a date.
Sorry.
I think Tony and Leanna, you ought to check it out. I mean, he's new Tony,
I guess I
so
should.
there you go. You know.
Woohoo! All right, y'all.
All right. Night, guys.
Good
Bye.
night.
Night, guys.
Hey.
Love
Good
y'all.
night.
Night night.
Good night.